So here is your first look at a retail and fake pair of the Nike Supreme Dunk Rammellzee. Can you tell any difference between these two? Let's hope this video helps you. Today we're taking a look at two pairs of Nike SB Dunk High Supreme Rammellzee. This one here is a retail one, this one here is a fake one, and this is to help you if you are trying to authenticate your pair. So I must emphasize this does not support the counterfeit industry in any way, it's just to help you authenticate your pair and what you should look out for. So let's get straight into the comparison, take a look at the boxes. So first thing to note, the boxes, if you lift them up, are slightly different colors. This retail one here is a lighter color compared to the fake one. The fake one is a little bit more yellow, however, it's pretty hard to show on camera. However, you can see there is a slight color difference. I'd also note that the Nike SB text on the fake one is slightly darker than it is on the retail one. However, they are pretty close. The most noticeable difference between the two boxes straight away is the sizing. So they're both a UK 9 in sizing. However, hopefully you can see this. The retail box, as you can see, is a lot taller and bigger than it is on the fake one. The fake one is a lot smaller. But if you have one box in hand, this will be pretty hard to see. It's only if you have a retail pair and want to compare it to another pair, or if you have a pair and someone else has a pair, you should check this. But let's take a closer look at the labels. So there is a difference between the labels, as you can see. On the retail one, you can see it says Nike SB Dunk High OGQS, whereas on the fake one it says Nike SB Dunk Low OGQS SU, which I'm a guess is to say Supreme. However, this does not occur on the retail label. Also, if you look at the down below where it says white multicolor, you'll see the font size is actually different from retail to fake. And also if you look at the US 10 sizing here, really easy to see a difference in font spacing, which is obvious to note between the two pairs. So if I were you, I would pause the screen here and just make sure your label matches up to the retail pair here and what the differences are between the retail and fake you should look out for. But like always, nobody really wants me to talk about the boxes for the entire video, so we'll open them up. Let's take a closer look at the shoes. Let's open up the fake one first. Fake one here, and open up the retail one here. So there is actually a difference straight away in the paper, but it's quite hard to show you. On the retail one, it does have Supreme logos on it, printed into the paper very subtly, but they are there to see. Hopefully you can see this in the close-up. Whereas on the fake one, they've just used a plain white paper with no Supreme and Nike branding on it. So clear, obvious difference. Let's take out the shoes and take a closer look at some of the details. So here are the two pairs. Can you spot any differences? Let's take a closer look at some of the details. The first thing to note is fakes are moving on from just replicating StockX and Nike labels. As you can see here, they've replicated the Dover Street Market, DSM, as you can see here, which is a little bit worrying. However, I'll try and point out some of the differences you should look out for in the actual shoe itself so you don't have to pay attention to the labels. First thing I'm going to point out is the actual graphics all over the shoe, and the main part here, this face here. If you look at this part here and I'll compare it retail to fake, as you can see, there is a clear difference between the retail and fake, with the fake one being a lot more faded and just washed out compared to the retail one, as you can see from those dark colors and just the face in general. Also, the sizing is obviously a little bit different between the two pairs again, but these are both a UK 9, so this sizing shouldn't be too different. If you look at the inside of the pattern again, you can see once again the pattern is a lot more faded on the fake one here compared to that retail one. We can see the colors are much darker and richer on the retail pair. So if you have a pair at home, I just look at the colors, just see if they seem a little bit washed out. Especially for a dead stock pair, this should not be the case. Retail pair, the colors are incredibly vibrant and the edges of each individual graphic are very strong and clear to see that they're perfected all over the shoe. Whereas on the fake one, they're actually slightly washed out and blend into certain parts of the other material, as you can see here. This is a clear color difference and quality difference between the two pairs. And if you're buying a Supreme Rammellzee, you'll want the graphic to look good. And I'm telling you right now, it looks a lot better on the retail pair here compared to the fake pair here. The next difference I'm going to point out is the actual suede material going around here, the nubuck suede, and I'll compare it retail to fake. But I'll give you a close up so you can see the suede a lot closer. So as you can see here, the suede quality between the two is very different. On the retail one, I'd say the suede quality is slightly longer compared to the fake one. The fake one has a much more leathery feel to it, so it's a lot rougher and harder compared to the softer material used on the Supreme retail one. As you can see, this gives a different coloured effect. The retail one is actually a lighter suede colour compared to the fake one, and this occurs all over the suede parts of the shoe. So you see it on the swoosh, you see it on the lace holes, and you see it going around the toe box area. And I would say it's a lot lighter on the retail one here compared to the fake one here, where that material is a lot darker and doesn't have the same quality feel as it does on the retail one. So when I spoke earlier about the pattern and how sharp the image quality is on the retail pair, it's easier to see on this red part here. So you look at those lines there, look how sharp they are cut, and the color is very strong and bold, whereas on the fake one here, it isn't as strong and it's a little bit faded and the sizing is incorrect. So the graphics are just wrong on the fake pair compared to the retail one in general, and it's something you should look out for. So both pairs here are dead stock lace, never been worn, never been tried on, as you can see from the bottom here, and they're different dead stock lace. So on the retail one here, you'll see the lace loophole goes through the second top lace, so you have one lace above, but the loophole goes through that second one there. Compared to the fake one, you have the lace loop here, and then you have two laces above, so it's incorrectly dead stock lace. Obvious difference you should look for straight away if you're buying a pair and they're dead stock. That's what you should look out for if they arrive with two laces above that lace loophole. Spinning the shoe around to the side, and we take a look at the swooshes of both pairs, and I'll give you a close-up of this. You'll see that the swoosh shape is actually different. So on the retail one, you'll see the point of the swoosh here curves up a lot more like a proper Nike swoosh compared to the fake one, where you can see it doesn't curve round just as much. It's a little bit flatter at this area here, so it isn't correct and looks very weird if you hold them up side by side. As you can see, the swoosh shape is very different from retail to fake, and you can easily see the color difference here. Spinning the shoes upside down, taking a look at the tread. Like I said, never been worn before, and you can see a color difference between the two pairs. However, it is relatively close, and after a few wears, you'll never be able to see this. But if it's a dead stock pair, here's a look at the color difference and see if it matches up with your pair at home. Spinning both shoes to the back here, and if you look at this back tab here, you'll see the square of stitching in the middle, well, more of a rectangle, and you'll see the bottom stitch here is a double stitch on the retail one. On the fake one, it is not a double stitch. I know this might be quite hard to see, but it should be a double stitch going along the bottom of the rectangle compared to retail to fake. Another difference to note between the two pairs is the retail one does come with a spare set of black laces if you wanted to tie them in. I'm not really sure why, because it doesn't really go with the rest of the shoe. I think that would be pretty weird to have black laces in this. And the fake one has no spare laces at all in either side of the pairs. No spare laces occur on the fake pair. So to summarize between the two pairs, what I would look for first is the pattern on the toe box and all around the shoe. See if it's faded between the retail and fake. As I can show you here on the toe box of the left side, look at the color difference between the two. The details are crazy on this retail pair and just not the same on the fake pair. A lot more faded in terms of color. That's what I'd look for. And then I would look at the suede material of both pairs, and then at the back tab as well, look at the stitching details of both of them. But this one is relatively close. Probably the main difference is the pattern on top. And if you're buying a Nike Supreme Dunk, God, the details on this one are stunning. I just wish this pair was a low. I think the colors of that creamy suede with the Rammellzee graphics on the outer side look absolutely stunning. I just hate that it is a high. I just don't wear highs. I wish it was a low, but I know it would be too close to the Paris Dunks. But I don't know, maybe you could cut the top off and make it a low, but oh, such a nice shoe. But let me know down below in the comments what you think, and if you spotted any more differences between the two pairs, please comment them down below so you can help other people authenticate their pairs. But thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, helps the channel grow, helps me do more videos like this. I've got a lot more coming, so stay tuned for that. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram or TikTok for more shorter video content, you can. But thanks for watching. I hope you have an amazing day.